Hello, hello, it's me, Editor Sandro. It's my alter ego that I go into when I'm editing the podcast. But here's the thing, I'm currently on vacation, and so is Zach. Don't know why I'm saying this like it's a answering machine message, but anyway, we are taking this week off. You probably heard it on last week's episode. We're taking this week off, but we're hoping that you are having a fantastic holiday season and that you have a fantastic New Year's. We will see you on the 2nd of January with that 2001 year in review episode, but this week, because we didn't have any new content to put out, we're putting out this instead. It's one of our Patreon episodes from the past year. It's the first episode of a series that we did over the summer, the American summer, that is. It was winter in Australia, but we made it hot with the movies because we were doing some spicy Nicolas Cage performances as a part of a series that we called The Cage-orama. This is the first episode in that series, looking at Ghost Rider, and yeah, we're dropping it right here for free on this regular show feed. If you like it and you want to hear the rest of the series, you can go sign up to that Patreon for $5 a month. You get the entire back catalog of our Patreon episodes. That might be changing soon, but at the moment, $5 will get you every single episode. I think it's like over 45 episodes now, I think, of bonus stuff is what you'll get for $5 a month. Plus, we do just have the ad-free feed as well. For $1 a month, you get ad-free episodes, sometimes early, depending on how me, editor Sandro, edits them, if I'm quick or not. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But anyway, here it is, our episode on Ghost Rider. We talk about that fabulous 2007 pre-MCU Sony movie, and we also talk a lot about Morbius, which I think is funny. People wanted us to review Morbius, and we kind of do in this episode, so there you go, a 2-for-1. How about that? Enjoy, hope your end of the year is going amazing, and we will see you next week for that year in review.
Can I get a cage?
A cage?
Can I get a Nick?
Nick?
Can I get a Cage-orama?
Oh, that name kind of sucks, actually. Who came up with that name?
I think you did, actually.
I can't. That makes sense. That checks out.
Oh, it's time. It's freezing here in Australia, but it's summer in America. And that means it's time for the summer cage. The Cage-orama, the rage cage, has been let out of the cage.
The rage cage, brother.
Rage cage.
But Rage Cage is like a real thing that people say, whereas like Cage-orama, that's unique to us.
Yeah, that is true. No one in their right mind would ever say Cage-orama. Oh, that's a fair point. I'm more on board with it now.
Oh my, brother, it's time for 3 months of nothing but this wonderful man's face. He's so pretty.
The cage! Not the cage!
We really started this series with a wet fart.
Or a hot fart, as it were, a steam.
A pretty hot fart. But also, maybe it is a good way to kind of get into the Cage spirit, because he doesn't go full Cage, but he hints at it.
Oh, he almost goes full Cage. Actually, I'd say, he doesn't use all of his Cage powers. He goes like 70% Cage, you know?
Yeah.
Because not for the whole movie, certainly not. It's only for moments he has a bit of that unleashing his inner Cage for a bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Unfortunately, it's a bit masked by CGI at times, but we do get to see a bit of the Cage. But yes, it's a starter, you know. It's an entree. It's a small little bite of what's to come.
I feel like we both got interesting stories, because this is our first time for both of us watching this movie.
Yes.
And I will get into my story in just a second, but yes, this is the first episode of the Cage-orama, the epic Nicolas Cage wild performances that we are doing. But yeah, starting off with something a little bit lighter in terms of wild performances, because he can get a lot wilder than this.
I suspect he's going to get quite spicy, and he's toned it down a bit for this because it's a specific type of movie that was coming out, you know?
Yes, it is a superhero movie, Ghost Rider, released by Sony, and you can tell.
Yes. Now, when was it released?
This is 2007, I think just after Spider-Man 3.
Right. Okay, I'm just trying to put this into perspective in my mind, because how many Marvel movies, what Marvel movies had come out around that time? Do you know? Do you have an idea? Do you have a clue?
This is just... Okay, so it's just before Spider-Man 3, actually.
Okay.
This is... At this point, it was, Spider-Man was the good one. I think we were up to X-Men The Last Stand, so they started to go downhill.
Okay, yeah.
We'd had Daredevil. Iron Man was going to come out the year after this, which is amazing to think about.
Wait, the first Iron Man? Wow, okay, yeah, because the first Iron Man really is the, like, proper... That was the first Marvel movie. Like,
That was, yeah. And my goodness, watching this... Am I like, I'm so glad that superhero movies are like they are now. Yes, there's problems with them, but fuck, it's better than this.
I will say, I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
See, you went into it with low expectations. Unfortunately, and this is my story around this movie, I had no choice but to go in with high-ish.
Oh, no.
Not high expectations, but I had expectations because I had watched the trailer for this movie so many times.
What?
So,
Why?
because I loved the Spider-Man trilogy when I was younger.
As all reasonable human beings do.
I watched the 3 Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies on repeat at least once every 2 months. And before
Sounds reasonable.
Spider-Man 3, you put in the DVD, what played before you got to the main menu? The trailer for Ghost Rider. And I had never seen it. I'd never seen it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I think it was partly because the library didn't have it, and I just, like, wasn't really... And, like, my dad was like, oh, nah, you're not watching Ghost Rider, too scary. And I was like, I'm watching Doctor Who, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Angels are much more scary than anything else I've encountered in my life.
Exactly.
Everything from that point has been less scary than that moment where I first saw the Angels episode. So
yeah, Doctor Who scarred both of us, and nothing's scary anymore.
Oh, and that weird scorpion old man.
That episode really affected you. I've only seen it once, and I was like,
because that was like my first Doctor Who episode. It's one of those, you know, when people ask you what was your first this, what's your first that. Usually, I'm like, I don't fucking remember. I remember my first Doctor Who episode because it was that fucking scorpion demon aging backwards machine episode, and oh my god,
was it the Lazarus something?
Yeah, the Lazarus machine or something it was called.
That's it. But yeah, like I had seen the trailer for this movie so many times, I had kind of built it up in my head as this epic metal movie.
Yeah.
And I'd read the Ghost Rider comics. I loved them.
That was a question I had, is have you read them? That's good, because I have a few questions comparing this to the comics.
I've read them, but I haven't, like, I don't remember much. I was very young when I read them, and I can't remember too much. I haven't gone back to Ghost Rider.
You'll know something, you know. You'll know the questions I have, because they're very basic. Like, does the movie follow the plot line of, like, the first comic? Or, like, his backstory?
Kinda. I mean...
Like, I get he's probably a stunt driver in the comics, right?
Well, it depends which version of Ghost Rider you're talking about. For Johnny Blaze, he is... He's a stunt driver.
That makes sense. But, like, what type of character is Johnny Blaze in the comics? Is he a bit of a, like... I'd like to say, is he more like a bit of a jerk sometimes? Like, has flaws as a character?
He's kind of like the Punisher, I guess. I don't know. Again, it depends which version you're reading. But he's not... He's a bit funnier than he is in this, I think.
Yeah.
In the comics. He'll crack more jokes. But he's also more... Like, Ghost Rider is so much more supernatural than this movie is. This movie doesn't... And that's why I kind of want to watch the sequel, because I know the sequel goes crazy into, like, weird... world sort of shit. Whereas this movie is like, the Wild West. Here's a bunch of vampires. I'm like, okay. But anyway, that's my journey watching this for the first time. What was your, like, how long have you been aware of this? Why haven't you seen it?
I've been aware of it for a long time, and I can tell you the exact reason I have not seen this or read any of the comics. Or have thing. Because there's a flaming skull on it. And there was no way that was coming into our wholesome Christian household. Skulls are not happening. That's a no-no.
Yeah, it's pretty true.
So that is the exact reason, and I know for a fact why I have seen nothing to do with Ghost Rider up until now. And really, it's not been at the top of my list of things to do is to go watch the Ghost Rider movie, but it's something I've always wanted to do. And the comics. I would really like to read some comics to learn.
Yeah.
To compare it to this, because I'm like, I have a feeling Nicolas Cage was like, I don't want to have character flaws, so I'm just not going to have any.
Maybe it's that. Maybe it's just Sony don't know how to write, like, movies.
Yeah. Either way, one of those two things. I'm pretty sure the character probably has a bit more flaws in the comics. I bet he's like a bit of a, because they call him a hothead and whatever. And I guess he is, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And I guess he is kind of a hothead, but you don't really get that vibe. I bet he's more like a Chad, like self-important kind of person. But through the comics, he learns, that sort of thing. That's what I got from the vibe. Yeah. But obviously, he's not that in the movie. Now, to preface me watching this movie, though, I have seen another Sony association with Marvel release.
Thank you for saying association with.
Ah, yes, because in this movie that we just watched, it had a proper Marvel intro.
It did, and it was all Ghost Rider-y as well. It was pretty cool.
It was one of the coolest Marvel intros I've ever seen, and I was upset that it had to go to this movie because it was fucking awesome.
It was pretty good.
But Sony, I believe, has since lost the privilege of putting Marvel logos because I recently watched Morbius.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And Morbius. No, I watched it 1,000 times. It was the greatest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's made like $300 billion in the box office.
I think trillion now.
Oh, it's in the trillions?
Yeah. 300 trillion is... it's like 364 trillion, I believe.
Yeah, I think that is the exact number. Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking it up earlier to get my facts straight.
I've heard that James Cameron's actually going to make the sequel for
that makes sense. Well. That makes sense. Yeah. He is a privileged man, of course. So I watched that, but that had the in association with Marvel, and it didn't have a Marvel intro. And I'm like, and everyone, I was with a group of friends watching this, and everyone went, "Ooh, the in association with." Ooh, yeah, that one's smarts. That already, and it also had the Columbia intro.
Yeah, Columbia Pictures.
And I have a lot of comparisons with that movie to this movie, because they're almost the same in many aspects. They're very similar.
Well, I feel like all of Sony's not MCU stuff is that. Like, Venom is the same.
The first Venom was alright.
Yeah, but the first Venom still, like, the arc is the exact same. It's more fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a much more enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
I will say, I think, off the record.
Off the record, right.
Off the record.
Yep.
Mob heads, skip to 10 minutes. Skip 10 minutes. But yeah, I think this movie was actually better than Morbius.
Yeah, because it's got Nicolas Cage in it. Of course it's better than Morbius, which stars Jared the I Hate You Leto. Yeah, look, leaving out the fact that guy's a human piece of trash, he was fine in Morbius. It's just like, what would you say is, like, the worst bits of Ghost Rider that we just worst
watched?
bits of this movie.
What's some of the things you noted that were bad?
The story?
The story is better in this one than it is in Morbius. Boom. I'm so glad you said story first, because that's my exact point. The story in this movie that we just watched is better than the one in Morbius.
But what's better in Morbius? I haven't seen Morbius, and to be honest, I don't know if I ever will. But
Yeah, that's fair.
I know the post-credit sequences in Morbius are so terrible that they're amazing.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider does not have, like, a terrible, like, ending sequence.
Yeah. Well, that's true. It was. I was about the post-credit scene. I was like, whatever.
Oh, it's terrible. It makes no sense as to why.
Yes.
It's mind-boggling. We might have to do a whole episode on Morbius one day.
Yeah. That is fair. We might do that. But like, to be fair, Sandra, you haven't seen it. The whole plot doesn't make any fucking sense. So the end credit scene was like a whatever at this point.
Yeah, okay.
I had so much more complaints about the rest of the entire movie that the end of credit scene I don't give a shit about. So, that was the least of my concerns. But
Yeah.
visuals, almost better than Morbius. They're on par. Actually, I liked the visuals more in this than Morbius, though the visuals are dated in this one.
In Ghost Rider? Yeah, they're very shiny.
Yeah, very shiny, old CGI sort of thing. But it kind of worked with what they were doing
I think it looked...
in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, I think Ghost Rider himself looked good. It was just like a video game cutscene whenever he was on screen.
Yeah, he looked a lot better than I thought he would.
He did. What didn't look good was one shot with helicopters kind of going down into the field. That
Yeah.
looked atrocious.
Yeah, there was bad moments, like at the end boss guy has like glowing red eyes, which looked terrible. But the shininess worked well for the bike.
Yeah?
That was fine. I was like, yeah, that's shiny, but it works. And he looked very cool, so I was actually quite impressed. And given that Morbius came out this year,
Yeah, apparently.
and Ghost Rider came out in 2007, man, it doesn't make Morbius look any better. I'm just saying. I was impressed. I like the visuals in this movie.
The visuals in this movie were actually, one of the parts that surprised me as to how good they were. Another part that surprised me about how good Ghost Rider is, going back to Ghost Rider, was Nicolas Cage. I think he is good in this. He's very good in this.
Yeah.
The problem is, he doesn't get much to do.
No. The plot is very clunky. The whole movie is, it's not really the plot, it's just the whole movie is very clunky.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel natural, compared to a Marvel movie, which is smooth, it's sliding in quips and other things, everything. This is alright, scene, clink. Alright, he does this, clink.
Yeah.
This is this, clink. And it goes to point to point to point instead of just sliding in between them.
Yeah, which is a shame. And the plot itself is so dumb. So the story is...
Yeah, it's generic.
The story is the devil has bounty hunters called riders. One of them was in the Old West, and now the new one is Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
There's a contract...
Yeah.
Which is the MacGuffin of the movie, which doesn't really make sense until the very end.
Yeah.
As to why anyone wants this piece of paper.
Oh, well, no. It makes sense. It's explained at the start. They're it's worth 1,000 evil souls, right?
Yeah, but they don't explain, what the souls would, what they do. Because, what it ends up being is, you get the power of 1,000 souls. They kind of enter the person who has the contract, which makes sense, the devil wanted the souls, you put them in the contract, when the contract's handed over, the devil gets the souls. So that makes sense. I just am you
didn't get that till the very end.
I think it's more I just didn't really care, because as soon as it starts off and it's there is a legend of the Ghost Rider, I instantly tapped out and just waited for Nicolas Cage to come on screen.
Yeah, that's fair. Although I did, what's that actor's name? The guy who was playing the
Old West guy?
The Old West guy? Yeah.
That guy is none other than Sam Elliott, who is in also the 2003 movie Hulk. He's in that one as well. He's done a bunch of Marvel films.
Oh, he is?
He's better in this, because 2003 Hulk is fucking awful, and I never want to watch it again, no matter how much anyone pays me. I will never watch that movie again.
Yep. I'll give you $1.
No. It's got weird
damn.
Hulk dogs in it. What? Who thought...
Yeah, the Hulk dogs are bad. I remember the Hulk dogs. Yeah, no, I thought he was great in this movie.
He is good.
He was fantastic, and actually better than Cage, I feel. He would have made a better Ghost Rider than Cage, I feel. But that's not my point. I'll just play devil's advocate here.
Should I say Mephistopheles' advocate? Why don't they call him Mephisto? Just commit. God damn it. Anyway, continue.
Mephisto? I hardly knew.
I hardly knew.
Anyway, it kind of makes sense in a way, the plot.
Sure.
But then it doesn't. It's like, over time, the devil's probably gotten more than 1,000 souls worth, right?
Yes, I reckon.
Yeah, like, over the years, he's probably he's doing a lot of deals, doing a lot of things, but from what I gathered from the plot, the devil came in and fucked up this town.
Yeah, well, no, I think the devil got Sam Elliott to kill everyone.
Oh, he did. No, he did. So first what he did, the devil went to this town and fucked it up.
Yeah.
Corrupted everyone.
Yeah.
He worked on this town for years.
Yeah.
Then he got the Ghost Rider to come in, get all the souls, and then he's got 1,000 of these really juicy, evil, powerful souls. Right?
Yeah.
So it's something the devil's been working on for a while, because he had some sort of plan or something with it.
Yeah.
But then, of course, Ghost Rider's like, man, that's a lot of powerful souls. Fuck you, I'm not giving you that devil. And then he
not
fucked
giving
off.
you that, and then he retires. And then Johnny Blaze becomes the Ghost Rider because his dad's got cancer?
Oh, yeah, this bit of the story fucking sucked.
This is in the comics, I think, because...
No, but, like, the way they portrayed it was terrible. Not the actual plot itself. I thought the plot was fine. It makes sense. His dad gets cancer, and he's like, oh, no, my pa, my dad, my one family.
I'm gonna sell my soul to the devil to save my daddy.
Yeah, except, no, he doesn't. He accidentally pricks his finger and, a drop of blood. That signs the contract.
The devil's a trickster, you know what I mean? The devil's real tricky.
Also, he didn't consent to that.
Well, that's the point, though.
No, but, like, if that's in the comics, that's fucking stupid. No, in the comics, he would have done it on purpose.
Oh, you're right, because it's like a movie, you can't have the main character, on purpose sell his soul to the devil.
Oh, yeah, no, so they play it off as like, oh, he accidentally sold his soul to the devil. No, make him sign make him commit.
Yeah.
He's doing a good act to save his dad. Make him commit to probably... It was just a small thing. But it really fucking annoyed me that the movie couldn't even commit to him signing the contract with the devil. Like, the main thing that drives the entirety of the plot.
Yeah, you're right there. Also, the actor that they got to play, like, young Nicolas Cage looked nothing like him. It was so distracting.
He almost looked in a scene like, Chris Evans.
Yeah.
When I first saw him, I thought it was Chris Evans for a second, and I was like,
true.
what? And then it wasn't. It wasn't. It was just the light. But I was like,
yeah,
that would be funny if he played another Marvel character.
That would be pretty good. Yeah. He's got quite a few Marvel notches in his America's belt, holding up the American pants around his American ass. So then we cut
America's ass.
So his dad dies. He's like, oh man, he's become the Ghost Rider. And then we're introduced to Wes Bentley, the one, the only Wes Bentley, who's, like the Hunger Games, Mission Impossible stuff. He's the bad guy. He's basically a vampire. He's like a reject from the Underworld movie series.
Yeah, I can't say you're wrong. He's not really a vampire, though.
But he looks like one. That's the important part.
Looks like one, though, to the T. Absolutely. He's just like he doesn't even look like a vampire, but he just looks like an emo.
Which further proves my point, a reject from the Underworld series.
Yeah, oh, absolutely a reject from the Underworld series. You are 100%. I can't even play devil's advocate for that one. No, he does look like that. They had the costume from that and were like, or the set thing, it's like, we could reuse this.
We can reuse this Underworld costume. And he's got like an army of other people from the Underworld series.
An army, like 4 people.
Like 4 people. They're meant to be fallen angels. There's so much cool stuff with these characters in the comics that they just ignore.
Absolutely. But this really feels like early Marvel sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Where these, like, things from the comics were just thrown in there as generic bad guys. They didn't really give a shit.
They still do that in the MCU films to this day. So, yeah, Wes Bentley and his emo team of Underworld rejects are going to steal the contract, and so Mephisto's like, Johnny Blaze, you're now the Ghost Rider, actually, and you've got to kill them all.
What I hated was the, like, subplot of the love story. It was so generic, so boring, and I saw the ending bit of it, like, a mile away.
I think the reason why you saw it a mile away is because this is the exact same love story that's in Green Lantern. It's the same arc. They were kids. God. Wait, actually, is it? I can't remember Green Lantern. I saw it once, but I'm pretty sure it's the exact same story.
I can't remember it. I saw it once. Look. The reason you think it's from that but can't remember that is because it's the most generic, boring love story that's been told in everything. Like, it's like a kid's fairy tale. Oh, he falls in love with a girl. But because of this thing, he has to leave the girl. But he bumps into her later on. And she's like, I hate you, but also I'm all over you constantly when the plot wants me to.
And then you've got to save me at one point because the bad guys realize that your weakness is me.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was such a, like, grown moment. It's like, princess in distress. Mm-hmm. Wow. Where'd you come up with that one?
Where'd you come up with that one?
What an original one. It was so bland and awful.
And she's played as well by Eva Mendes, who's...
She's fine.
She's alright. She was almost, like, kind of becoming a thing around this time. She was in a bunch of popular stuff, and then she just wasn't.
Oof.
Which is a shame. I think she's in, like, some Fast and Furious movies and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a shame that she never really took off. But I think, again, all the acting in this movie is good. All the writing is terrible. And her whole character arc is awful.
Is probably, I would say, the worst character arc of the movie. Would you say? Would you agree?
Yeah, it's a bad arc. I don't think the love moments, like with Cage and Mendes together, I don't think they were bad moments because I loved seeing Cage just be a dick.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's great. And we haven't really talked about him yet. I reckon we should. I think Nicolas Cage in this movie, it feels like he was given a lot of freedom with his dialogue because it feels like a lot of it is Nicolas Cage talking and not the script talking.
That is true, because there's that interview he does with her.
Yeah.
And he's just, like, awkwardly, like, saying things.
Yeah, and there's, like, moments when he's talking with Sam Elliott, and just the dialogue there, it's like Sam Elliott is reading the script, and Nicolas Cage is just improvising.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a cool performance from him. Also, he's very, what's the word? He feels really kind of held back in this film.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd say. He feels, like, super held back. Like, he's exercising a lot of restraint, which kind of sucks, because the directors are being so... I don't know what it is. Like, all these comic films, they're like, they try and make them not comic-y.
Yeah.
That's the problem with them, is they try and make them more serious movies.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays, it's like, oh, we've got to embrace full comics. We've got to appease the nerds. We've got to put this character in from this comic. We've got to put this, and these little details, we'll put them here, to keep the nerds happy. Whereas it's like, fuck you, nerds. We're grabbing your character. You love him. Well, we've got to appease to a modern audience.
Exactly.
To a wider audience.
And this is the same director as Daredevil as well, which did the same thing. It was like, you like Daredevil? We're just turning him into a regular Action Joe character.
Yeah, that's it. They try and appease to the wider audience and alienate both.
But yeah, like with Nicolas Cage, I think, yeah, they really tried to hide kind of the campiness, I guess, that not the campiness, the overactingness that he's kind of known for.
Yeah.
They really tried to hide that in this. But there's glimpses of it. There's small glimpses.
Yeah. And I feel like if they had allowed him to let loose, this could have been a really, like, way more fun.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense.
Which might be the sequel. I think that might be the sequel. I'm not sure. I've heard the sequel is crazy.
We'll have to watch it.
One day we'll watch it.
Oh, there was a question. So, as the resident expert on the comics,
I'll take
you
it.
can totally remember all of them
I definitely.
and all the facts from him. Does he go through a bit of a personality change when he turns into the Ghost Rider? How does that...
No, not in the, like, because they try and make him like the Hulk. Whenever he Ghost Riders out,
Yeah.
he turns into the spirit of the Ghost Rider.
Yeah. I had a feeling that was total bullshit.
I'm sure that's in some comics somewhere, but in the ones I've read, no, he keeps his personality.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, right. So that's what I didn't like. Because in the movie, he's like, oh, I don't want to do the devil's work, I'm a good thing. Oh, no, I'm changing into the ghost thing, and now I'm fully on board with fucking you devils up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm suddenly this thing of vengeance, and I was like, I didn't really feel it. I feel it would have been better if he was more on board with, like, killing devils and stuff.
I think that would be cool, yeah.
There should have been some sort of changing process where he wasn't on board at first, but then it's like, oh, he should have had like an Uncle Ben moment, right?
Yeah.
Where he could have purged the sin of a sinner, but he didn't.
Well, I think that is in the comics that for a while he is.
Yeah.
Because the comics are like, he is the devil's bounty hunter, and then at some point he rebels, and then he like goes against the devil, and then he hunts devils, and that's what like most of the Ghost Rider is. Whereas with this, he's kind of against the devil from the get-go, but also the devil's not the bad guy in this movie.
Again, it's shitting on the comic series by skipping to the part that they care about.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of going through a proper character arc of him not being on board with the devil, him then being on board with the devil, and then him being off board with the devil.
Yeah.
They could have had like this whole like thing of him purging sinners, but then maybe he meets the girl, right?
Maybe, yeah.
And then that changes him, you know?
Yeah.
That would have been more interesting, I feel.
Well, that's always kind of been the thing with Ghost Rider, though, as well. It's like every origin story of Ghost Rider is like the worst Ghost Rider story. Like, I've actually never read the Ghost Rider origin story because no one recommends you to read it.
Woof.
You always read stuff where he's already kind of set up. So
Yeah. Which is what the movie was trying to do, really.
It was trying to, just do multiple things all at once. It's not a lot of fun, but at least Nicolas Cage looks like he is having fun in moments of this movie. And he went back for a sequel, so, you know, he must have liked parts of playing this character.
Well, they only painted him in a good light throughout the entire film,
Exactly.
so...
Exactly. Oh, I love a lot of the start of this movie where he's just deadpan and he's just out of it.
Yeah.
And you've got Donald Logue as like his manager.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like really trying to like just get like he's great. Like he's
Yeah, he was good.
He's in Gotham. We saw him in a movie recently as well. I can't remember what it was.
I'm sure we did. You think of that for a second. I'm just gonna say, why the hell doesn't the manager know what is Cage doing? Like, isn't the whole point of the manager to manage the things that Cage is doing? Why is it always a fucking surprise to his team, quotation marks, as to what he's doing?
Because he's a mad lad and he's got his own phone, so he can call other people to make plans Like, for
Then
example,
why do you
hiring...
have a manager then? Why have a team?
Because he's a rebel.
Literally, they do not do anything the whole movie other than being like his friend.
Yeah, you've got a very good point there. And he also dies in, like, such a dumb moment as well. I'm like, why'd you kill him off?
I was fine with that. I thought that was a bit of a dramatic moment. What was bad, though, was Cage was like, oh, Mark. And then just moved on, and I was like, wow, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit on that friend, I guess.
That's exactly it. Yeah, the movie that we've seen him in is Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. He was the police chief.
Yeah, he was. He was pretty good in that as well.
He's good in that. He's good in everything. He's great in Gotham. He's so good in that show.
I think I started watching it, and then...
Look, it's not a good show, but it's pretty fun at moments.
Yeah, and then I need to like watch it with someone else, I think, to really
Yeah.
watch it with a few more drinks, maybe. Yeah.
Other things to mention. The action in this is a lot of video game cutscene moments, because there's not much action outside of when Ghost Rider's on screen.
Yeah.
And when he is on screen, it just looks like you're watching a video game. It's not exciting.
Yeah. It was the first like Ghost Rider scene, which before that has a great Cage moment. We get to see a bit of that Cage when he first turns into the Ghost Rider.
It's transforming. Great transformation. He's yelling.
Yeah.
He's like, "Argh!" It's good.
Cool visuals as well. I thought the visuals very good in that one. When he changes to and from,
Yeah.
I think it looks really good. I was shocked. Like, it's not really good, but like it was way better than I was expecting 2007 to do.
Yeah.
Like, I was shocked at how like decent it was.
It's pretty good. And it was pretty metal too. Like, I don't know why that there's no metal playing during this movie. I feel like that would have just been perfect, you know?
Yeah. He's such a metal dude, or at least a bit of heavy rock or something. Like,
Yeah.
I would love them to make another Ghost Rider movie.
Oh, they will. They 100% will. Well, because he showed up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a bit, and that was pretty cool.
Oh, he did?
Not this version of Ghost Rider. It was another character, but he was pretty cool.
Yeah. Because they're building a SCU, a Sony Cinematic Universe.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the rights have reverted to Marvel now. So I think if a Ghost Rider movie's made, it won't be Sony. It'll be
Okay.
Disney.
Look, even better, I'm just saying, you've seen the Morbius end of credit scenes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like, they're trying to do a thing where they're linking up all these movies as well.
Yeah.
I would love to see Ghost Rider return.
Be good. Especially with Nicolas Cage as well. Just have him come back for a bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's what you do. Because with Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it was Johnny Blaze passes the torch to a new guy. Like, he sees this...
Yeah.
It's something about, like, some guy has, like, a motorcycle accident or whatever, and Johnny Blaze is like, you have the power now. You may live. You could do that. Nicolas Cage shows up, gives the power to someone else.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ghost Rider is like, if they were to do it nowadays, I think they'd do it more like a Punisher sort of character, like a proper like anti-hero, because now they know they can make those sort of movies and make money.
Yeah,
sort of
definitely.
thing. Like everyone's like, or more like a Deadpool,
Yeah.
because we've already got Deadpool, we've got Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, which is not, like Moon Knight, is a pretty good example as well. They could make it
Yeah.
like that, which would be pretty sick.
Yeah, exactly. They could lean into the whole, he's not exactly a good guy.
Yeah.
You know? But also, he's purging sinners. It's not the worst thing he could be doing, you know?
We've already kind of got, like Scarlet Witch, kind of leading into the Darkhold stuff with that. So I reckon we could easily explore Mephisto, finally have him show up, the big red man.
And so, yeah, Heavy Rock, him, like, just, like, Go like the Suicide Squad and just blood, gore as he just murders sinners.
Oh, James Gunn directing Ghost Rider would be wacky. Maybe the tone would be off, but I would like to see that.
No. I think the tone would be perfect.
Yeah. Oh, like a mix between that and like Mad Max, you know?
Yeah. Mad Max and the Suicide Squad combined together, and it's just him like going around dealing with these contracts and other things, busted in, and he gets like attacked by a gang, and instead of just exploding them off him and they're all defeated somehow, they're all unconscious, like what the fuck was that?
I don't know. He can't kill people. He burns them, but they don't die.
Yeah, no, he doesn't do any murdering in this movie. Like,
he does do the penance stare, though. I was pleasantly
but that
surprised.
Kill people.
No, but that's what he does in the comics. He doesn't kill people.
Yeah.
Well, technically, the penance stare kills you, but
yes, that's what I was gonna say. In the comics, I know this that the penance stare fucking kills you.
But I like that they do that. They at least do that. They bring in his powers.
Yeah.
And don't completely ignore them and make up their own, like, I don't know, like Daredevil or something, you know?
The penance stare was one of the coolest things in this movie.
So metal.
It was like, look into my eye. Yeah. Where was the, like, staring into the eyes of the devil?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Anyway, yeah, very cool part of this movie. But, like, he doesn't kill anyone. Because we see, like, the guy blink after he's been penance stared, which I was like, whatever. He's still alive, just probably, like, comatose or whatever. But
exactly.
I would have liked to see some proper, like, carnage. Like, have a bar fight where he just, like, grabs his whip and it's just, like, whipping people and they're exploding in flames and stuff.
That'd be good.
And it's just,
there's
like,
one
he gets
moment...
jumped by a gang or something.
There's one moment when he whips the side of some guy's face. It's one of the devils.
Yeah.
And you kind of see, like, a gash in the side of the face. That was cool. That's as far as it goes.
Yeah, that was very cool. But to make sure they still keep their, like, PG rating or whatever, you see the devil heal that wound as they're fighting.
Absolutely heals it. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
got a bunch of other notes before we move on. You mentioned the guy in the alley who gets penance stared.
Yeah.
The woman that he was attacking is none other than Rebel Wilson. This is her second ever movie. Just before she did Bridesmaids and got popular, Rebel Wilson's in this.
Yeah, she's young in this.
And she's doing an American accent, and it's so weird, because I'm so used to her, like using her accent.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize it was her till you've told me now, because she was doing a weird accent. Yeah.
She's just in this, and I was like, that's crazy, that Rebel Wilson and Nicolas Cage are in a movie together. That's really funny. That would be a cool movie. Nicolas Cage gives Rebel Wilson the powers, and she's like, I don't know what to do. That's British.
Oh, blimey, I don't know what to do with these ghosty powers. I guess I shall penance stare
Oh, no.
my home association committee.
But yeah, she's in this. I've got some other notes. There's a very dumb moment that I laughed at. As soon as Mephistopheles is introduced, it's like a dark, stormy night. Lightning crashes, and we see the silhouette of his true form, the devil from Cuphead, against the side of a tent.
I thought it was cute. I thought it was funny. You know, it was a little like, we see his human form, but really he's like a devil. Yeah, I liked it.
That's not what Mephisto looks like. He's this giant red guy with horns.
Well, yeah, but he was more just the devil in this. He wasn't really Mephisto, was he? Although the actor who played him was pretty good. I like that.
Peter Fonda. Yeah, no, he's good. I liked how he's like at the end, I'll be back to get you.
Yeah. Speaking of the ending, I had a few things I wanted to talk about. So skipping the rest of the plot, because none of it really mattered anyway.
We've already gone through all of it pretty much anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. He defeats all the different fallen angels.
Yep.
Like, he has a clever thing where, like, there's a wind one. So he can't actually hit him, so he just makes a tornado of fire, which I knew he was going to do. That was the obvious thing. But, so pretty cool. I just wish the action scenes were less, like, clunky in their story blocking.
Yeah.
Because it's like, instead of like smoothly going into everything, again, it's like, okay, now he's fighting this one. All right, he's done with that. On to the next scene. Like
the next one, yeah.
I didn't even talk about this earlier. We got so sidetracked. The first fight scene he's in, it goes, bad guys attack him.
Yeah.
They think he's defeated.
Yeah.
He's not defeated.
He's not defeated.
Bad guys attack him. They think he's defeated. He's not defeated. Like, they do it twice in a row.
They do it twice
This
in a row.
cliche bullshit.
And are they so convinced that he's defeated that 3 of them leave and then he kills one of them?
Yes. And he kills one of them. It's very stupid. It's really dumb. And it's like, not only did it do it the first time, which was really stupid.
Yeah.
They did it twice in, like, the same continuous scene.
Exactly.
Which was, instead of, I don't know, just having a long fight scene there. Where he's, like, figuring out his powers, you know?
Yeah, he knows his powers pretty well. Of course he does, because he's playing the Ghost Rider spirit. It's not Johnny Blaze at that point.
Yeah, that's it. That's how they explain it. But, like, this is where, if we were in the ideal world, he's, like, just trying to figure out his powers.
Which would be great. And then, yeah, the ending of the movie is they're all dead,
sorry.
aside from Wes Bentley. He takes the contract, all the souls enter him, and he becomes the ultimate evil. And he says the line, "I am Legion," which is an X-Men character.
Yeah, I was about to say, what?
And I was like, hang on a second. Is this the X-Men character? I don't think Sony have the rights to make something about Legion. By the way, great show. It's on Disney Plus. If you like Doctor Who but want it to be a little bit more scarier, a little bit more violent, watch Legion. It's the best X-Men thing ever made. Probably next to like Logan and like X-Men 2.
Oh, wow. Really? That is high praise.
It is, and every season just gets fucking weirder. It's great.
Oh, fantastic. I haven't watched any of it, actually, and I do have Disney Plus, so I should...
It's good. And there's a bunch of New Zealand actors in it as well. You'll like it.
Or, it's me, Korg. I'm here to fight Legion. Come on, Legion.
Korg isn't in it, but the guy from the other guy from Flight of the Conchords is in it.
Oh, okay.
For a bit.
That is
It's
cool.
good.
That is cool.
It's good.
Yeah, just before that, there's my favorite character, Old West guy. They have this really cool scene
Oh, yeah.
to go to the town, where, like, it's revealed that the caretaker of the graveyard is actually this ancient ranger dude who was the last Ghost Rider before the current one. And he, like, gives this soul contract to Johnny Cage, and then they, like, ride out together, and we see the old ranger. This was a pretty cool scene.
I didn't think the horse effect looked great.
No, but it was, like, more to the point, you know. It was a cool scene. You had cool music. They were riding into the town. I was like, oh, shit's gonna get fucking down. And then the old dude's like, all right, that's it. I'll see you later. You have fun with the final battle. Bye.
Yeah, he was like, I've been saving up my final transformation for this ride. Bye.
What?
I'm like, what? Okay.
You just showed him the town and that was it?
Yeah, he shows him the way and then just leaves.
That's the last use of your powers? Was
Yeah.
to go on a joyride?
It's pretty stupid.
You didn't want to, I don't know, help him defeat the son of the devil, maybe? With those? No? Because you could have had a like an old guy sacrifices himself sort of thing.
Yeah.
You could have had your Uncle Ben then. I would have been okay with that.
Have it at the end, why not?
I was very disappointed because I've seen that bit is the only clip of this movie I've ever seen because I've seen that posted because it's such a it's a pretty fucking cool scene.
I like
they
it.
They ride out, they stream through the desert, they kill a random lizard just
Oh,
by
is that
going
when the
past.
song plays? They've got this weird, like, Ghost Rider song. It's like a pretty classic tune, but they've added lyrics to it that are about Ghost Rider, which is really dumb, but it was funny. I liked it.
I liked that bit. That was actually pretty cool. I liked that because it made the Ghost Rider seem more like a cowboy sort of character.
And then, yeah, Legion, but not Legion, gets all the souls. So now that he has souls in him, Ghost Rider can do the penance there.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty creative ending.
It was some thought put into the script, so I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. There was some thought because earlier it's revealed that he can't do much to the evil bad guy because he has no soul.
Yeah.
So he can't use his penance stare
Exactly.
on him. But then he just, like, hands over all these souls, and he's like, haha, you fool, you've given me all this power. Like, they could have made the ending a bit more better if they had been like, haha, you'll never defeat this guy if he has all the souls. And he's like, yeah, but now he has souls. Boom, feel the sins of 1,000 fucking souls, motherfucker.
There we go. Boom, boom,
And so
boom.
it's like penance stare times 1,000.
And then it ends on a cliffhanger for the second one. I'm pretty sure the character of Mephisto's back in the second one, but the actor died in between films, unfortunately. So they had to recast. But no, he's good.
I mean, he's the devil. He can take any form, really.
He can constantly change. This is a long one. Let's wrap it up there with some ratings. I'm gonna say this is probably an oldie from me. I don't recommend this. I don't really like it's not good. It's not a good superhero movie by any stretch of the imagination. And it's not really a good Nicolas Cage movie either.
No.
So, like, he's good in it. He's fun to watch. Whenever he's on screen, I was like, hell yeah, look at him. He's got those glasses on when he, like, gets up from a crash. It's great.
See, that was a bit of more personality. He really needed to show off his personality.
I think you're
bit
right.
more arrogant, bit more self-centered, maybe.
Yeah.
But then he has a soft spot for a lady, which kind of turns him around.
Which was pretty funny, watching him try to woo her on a motorbike. Good fun.
Well, yeah, yeah, that was fun. This movie could have been so much better.
Oh, definitely. And I think that's why I'm going to give it an oldie, because I
fair.
watched this, and I think just like most of the Marvel movies around this time that weren't directed by Sam Raimi, I watched this and I'm like, there's so much potential here.
Yeah, that's just
And
wasted.
they just waste it, unfortunately.
That's what really makes me sad, watching movies like this is wasted potential.
So it's an oldie from me. How about you?
Speaking of wasted potential, Morbius. Do you know which movie is better than Morbius? This movie. I would recommend you rather go back and watch this movie than Morbius.
Yeah.
And Sandro, that's a recommendation.
Oh, don't. No. Oh, it's Patreon. Doesn't matter anyway. Do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
no one cares. No one cares. But, like, genuinely, I enjoyed this a lot more. It's a bad film, but, like, I could see myself watching this again.
Sure.
It was certainly a lot of fun. I just wish it had been so much better. It's possibly my views are just warped because I've recently watched Morbius, and that it had a worse plot.
It's a bad film. I don't know what to tell you. Morbius is...
And the effects weren't as cool as this film, and the effects were the best part of Morbius.
Oh, Matt Smith is the best part of Morbius, actually.
Oh, yeah, Matt Smith, sorry, yeah.
I haven't even seen it, and I know he's the best part of that movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The acting in Morbius was really good, actually.
Okay.
They just had terrible lines and a terrible plot.
I'm Venom. Just kidding, Michael Morbius. Nice to meet you. It's not even in the movie. It's just in the trailer, that line, apparently.
He does say, I am Venom at one point, which was very funny because it wasn't like a good line or anything. It was just so unexpected that he would say that.
Yeah.
I was laughing. I thought that was very funny because I just wasn't expecting the movie to do that.
That's good. Anyway, what are you going to rate this?
Yeah, I'll give it a goodie. I'll give it a shaky goodie.
And one thing as well that we will be doing for the Cage-orama is rating this on the level of cageness.
Ooh.
So I think that's a pretty good thing for this series.
Ooh,
out of 10 or
absolutely.
5, what do you think? Out of 10 or 5?
7.
7 out of 7 sounds good. Level of cageness out of 7? Maybe 3?
Yeah, 3. I get 2.5. Like
2.5 out of 7? Yeah, I reckon that's probably right.
he is there's a bit of it, you see it, but this really wasn't a very Cage movie, you know. You see a bit of it. I do love when he's changing back and forth. He does like go almost full Cage. He has the wide eyes. He's going, ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
like,
he does a little bit of that,
at some point, and I'm like, ooh, that's a bit cagey. But he doesn't do it very often.
No, although I do like how monotone he is for some of the movie. I found that very funny.
Oh, absolutely. Again, that's why I'm rating it like a 2.5. It's not like a 1.
No, it's not cagey. Like, you watch this for Nicolas Cage.
He's got that like Cage monotone, no feelings, and then He's got the 0 of Cage and the near 10 of Cage.
Yeah,
It's got both of them in the movie. It's just not much.
exactly.
Unfortunately.
Well, there we go. That 2.5 out of 7 cageness for Ghost Rider. I reckon that number's going to peak, though, in 2 weeks for our next episode.
I expect it to at least hit a 10.
We will get to a 10 out of 7 at some point. The next episode in the Cagerama is Vampire's Kiss, which is nuts. I've seen clips of this movie. It is wild.
Excellent.
And I feel like Ghost Rider was a good way to ease ourselves into Cage. We're going hard for the next one. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun here on Patreon. Let's do some reviews, because I've got a couple really good reviews from Letterboxd.
Ooh, all right. Let's go.
You got to guess the rating. Also, I wrote one of these.
Ooh, excellent, excellent.
This review here is from...
Sandro.
I would say that to throw you off, but then you just said it and you threw me off.
I flipped the script on you.
This review is from Corey, who says, one of the Underworld reject villains makes a Morbius face when they die. Does this mean that Sony's been teasing their piece de resistance since 2007? I think it does.
Yeah, I agree. He does go Morbi.
Was that I think that was the Wind one. He has like a Morbius face.
Oh, no, I think the main villain, you know that teeth face?
Yeah.
That's in Morbius as well, teeth face.
There we go.
They have a bit of CGI teeth face. So I'd say it's all a continuous universe. You think Marvel had their universe taked out? No. Sony had it before.
Did it. Oh, and the next one we're doing is Vampire's Kiss. Vampire, Morbius the Living Vampire. Crazy.
Mind blown.
What do you think Corey rated this?
Like a 2?
It's a 1.5.
Oh, I was close though.
You were close. This one's from Jenna, who says, must a movie be good? Is it not enough to see Nicolas Cage scream bloody murder as his flesh melts off and his body bursts into flames?
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
See, that's why I gave this movie a goodie, because of that.
And the tags on this review as well, she's tagged it with Netflix and thirst watching.
Oh,
good.
3.5.
3.5 close, that's a 4.
Oh, once again, I was close.
That's a 4. This one's from Adam, who says, this was the coolest movie when I was 8 years old. Unfortunately, I am no longer 8 years old.
That is true. If I watched this when I was 8, I would have, this would have been the shit.
It would have got me into, like, metal. I would have been listening to Metallica. I would have had fucking devil horns. I would be worshipping the devil.
I would be a charred corpse.
I would be playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? Oh, God. That'd be terrible.
I love how the new season of Stranger Things is going into the Satanic Panic. It's like it's my favorite thing about the new season of Stranger Things.
That is funny.
It's
that
really
would
fun.
That would be very funny.
Really fun.
Do they have reference to magic as well? Like The Gathering?
I don't think
Because
so.
they were part of the Satanic Panic as well.
I don't think they haven't mentioned magic yet. They might later on.
We'll see.
I've only seen 2 episodes because each episode's an hour and a half.
Whew. Gee, like a full-length film. Far out. That was longer than the film we just watched.
Ghost Rider was an hour and 50.
Was it?
Yeah. It just felt really short because there was no substance.
That is true.
Anyway, what do you think Adam rated it?
I have no idea because I've forgotten the review. 4.
That is 2.
Oh, yeah, because he said, unfortunately, I'm not 8. Yeah, it should have been a 2.
This one's from Jamel, who says, there are at least 2 moments of Cage Rage TM that make this movie absolutely worth it.
Yes, agreed, 100%. 4.
That is 1.5, but it's got a heart. It's got a heart next to it.
Ah, okay, yeah. I should have guessed the heart. That's something I forgot.
Matt says, why is Nicolas Cage eating candy from a martini glass the only thing I remember from this movie?
I do not remember that at all.
He does it. Yeah, he does it.
I remember he watched, like, monkey documentaries on TV. That was a plot point for some reason.
Yeah.
Never came back. 2.
1. That was a 1 star. And finally, my favorite review is from Cactus God Nathan, who says, woo! Fuck Yeah, big ghost man on the ghost chopper going 95 in a school zone. Flames on flames on flames. Fucking epic, dude. Goddamn. For the win. I want to give Nicolas Cage Reddit gold. Hashtag COVID. Hashtag divorce. Hashtag why did my wife leave?
That is an incredible review. That is an incredible 5 out of 5.
It's 5 out of 5.
Yeah! Woo! That's what I'm talking about. I want to give that review Reddit gold. And I think you were the 1.5 with a heart. I think you were that one.
The 1.5 with a heart, which was the martini glass? No, that was the Rage Cage one.
Yes.
You were right on my rating, wrong on the review. I wrote the first one.
Oh, the first
the
one.
Morbius face.
You were correct. Hey, I was right when I said you, Sandro. Ha ha. Ah, that's
You
funny.
were right at the start. It threw me off. I was like, oh my god, he's got it. There we go. That's Morbius, our first episode of the Cage-a-rama. We'll see you next time for Vampire's Kiss. Thank you so much for subscribing to Patreon. You're keeping the lights on, helping keep things going. Much like Nicolas Cage's flaming head, you're hot?
Ooh. Go watch Morbius in cinemas now. Or actually, probably by this point, probably not. Probably just streaming.
Streaming.
No one's going into cinemas to see this.
No.
I didn't go into a cinema to see this.
The day after we recorded this, Sony announced they're putting Morbius back in theaters. Isn't that funny? Memes are great. Well, howdy. Did you like that episode? I sure hope you did. And if you want more bonus content like that, you can go to patreon.com/oldie but a goodie pod. They got reviews of Memento. They got reviews of Friday the 13th. They got reviews of some other shit. Avatar 2 coming soon. Heaps of other stuff. Patreon.com/oldie but a goodie pod. The entire Cage-a-rama series is up there too. Yeah, yeehaw. I'm an American. Yes, sir.